OutFront now, Republican National Committee Chairman Reince Priebus. Good to have you with me, Chairman. I appreciate it. I want to start with the breaking news. Dr. Carson coming out, endorsing Donald Trump, announcing it formally tomorrow morning. Donald Trump, yet again, going to own a news cycle no matter what happens at tonight's debate.
I mean, that's what you guys are reporting. I don't know what the details are of that, but look, Dr. Carson did a great job. I mean, he's been expanding our party. He's an important voice in our party. He's a good man, but I don't know the details of it. But certainly there are a lot of endorsements going on around the country right now, and if it's true, then that's a big get.
It certainly is a big get. Something Ted Cruz would have wanted.
Well,
Mike
Lee today endorsed Ted Cruz. So, I mean, there's obviously a lot of this going on right now.
All right. If Donald Trump wins Florida and Ohio, you got to admit it's going to become incredibly difficult for someone else to win the nomination, isn't it?
Well, I'm not in the position to really start, talking about where everyone's delegate math is going. But obviously, whoever gets the majority of delegates, we're going to be behind that nominee 100%. But you do have to get the 1237. So it'll be some time before someone gets to the 1237.
Okay, so what you just said there, I want to make sure I really understand.
Sure.
You said the majority, and then you said 1237.
Right.
But somebody could have the majority of delegates and not have 1237, which of course is the formal number. So are you saying if someone has the majority but not 1237, you'll still support them? They would be the party nominee?
Well, you have to have the majority of delegates either as a presumptive nominee, which is 1237. Mm-hmm. If you don't have the 1237, you can't be presumptive nominee. I mean, there are certain things we can do by law that were regulated by the Federal Election Commission. I mean, this is not like people talk about this stuff as if it's just some sort of loose fabric, and if I feel like supporting someone, then that's what will happen. There's actually laws that regulate our involvement. So if we have a presumptive nominee of our party, we can join in with that presumptive nominee. We can spend certain money at the RNC with the presumptive nominee before they actually get formally nominated on the floor of the convention. If a person doesn't have or doesn't look like they're going to get to 1237, then we have to wait until we get to the convention.
All right, so majority you still would have to get it to the convention before you would actually say, okay, you're my man at this point.
That's right.
All right, so last night when I was talking to Dr. Carson, he said he was embarrassed by the last debate. As an American, as a Republican, he was embarrassed. You said you want the tone of the campaign to improve. Just to embarrass you, but to remind our viewers, let me just play a little bit of the tone that we've all experienced. Here we go.
Thank you.
She said, I never expect to hear that from you again. She said he's That's terrible. Terrible.
Have you seen his hands? They're like this. And you know what they say about men with small hands?
Everything that's been involved in Hillary has been losses. You take a look. Even a race to Obama, she was favored to win, and she got schlonged. She lost.
I don't really have any views on the size of any parts of Donald Trump's anatomy, and I'm not interested in talking about that.
You cringe, you laugh. It's mortifying in many ways. I know you've talked to most of the candidates specifically about their tone. Were they receptive? Are they going to change?
Well, no, I think I think if you look at what the campaigns are saying, they all agree that the last debate probably was not the best picture, I think, for our debates. And as I've said over the weekend and this week, I want to get a PG or a G rating here tonight. I prefer a G rating, but at this point I'll settle for a PG. I think you're going to see that, though. I actually think, and obviously I'm on CNN, and I'm not just saying it, but I think CNN is also doing a great job at making sure that some steps are also taken to kind of cool the temperature on the debate stage, which is really important.
President Obama some people have said, he's the one to blame for what's happening. There are people who have been saying that, Republicans. He responded to that today, and here's what he said.
I have been blamed by Republicans for a lot of things, but being blamed for their primaries and who they're selecting for their party is novel.
Is the civil war that your party is going through right now his fault?
I don't know about a civil war. I mean, I think that both parties are having a pretty big debate right now about the direction of. But no, I think that people are frustrated with things not getting done in Washington, D.C. People are frustrated with an economy that's not better off. He does have a lot to answer for in regard to the promises he's made and what he's delivered. I mean, he's got a lot of things to answer for in his own party. I mean, you look at Michigan, where, you know, Bernie Sanders came in and he wasn't supposed to win big, diverse states in this country, and he did. So, you know, look, I think there's a lot of frustration out there, but I also think there's a tremendous participation. We have 70% more participation in our party than ever before in our party. That means something. So we are actually crushing the Democrats. Now, yes, we do have to unify. We do have to come together. It's hard sometimes to come together, but we will. Because Hillary Clinton will bring this country further in the ditch. Her numbers are already in the ditch, so I think that we'll do well.
All right. Reince Priebus, thank you very much.
You.
A big night for your 4 candidates tonight. We'll see if they can keep it G-rated.